Hello, and you're all very welcome along to the latest Champ.ie podcast, Ireland's premier horse racing podcast in association with Boylesports, Gowran Park Racecourse, EJ Menswear and Shamrock Thoroughbreds.
As they race up the hill towards the finish, Hart the Herald here on Perry Pass has absolutely bolted up under Paul Townend. On Perry Pass won by wide margin. On the final 150 yards, it's Irish point for Marie National, who's coming with every stride. They're going to the line. Irish point, Marie National on the near side.
If you haven't already, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the Champ.ie YouTube channel, as it helps to get horse racing content out there to the wider audience. We look forward to reading all your hashtag 5cast selections in the comments section below. Enjoy the show.
Boylesports. Don't just bet, choose wisely.
Hello, and you're all very, very welcome along to the very first Champ.ie Jumps Awards Night 24-25, where we give some recognition back to the greats of our sport in National Hunt Racing over the last season. Throughout the course of the evening, we have, as always, some fantastic awards to give out. Barry has some beautiful trophies, which you're going to get a look at in a moment. And, of course, we'll be sending a little bottle of champagne as well to all our winners. So do stay tuned for that throughout the night. As always, a massive thank you to Gowran Park, Boylesports, EJ Menswear, and to Shamrock Thoroughbreds. And a big thank you as well for this show to McCullough's Sports.ie, who have kindly come in and sponsored our brilliant trophies. Yes, and Barry, of course, we have some fantastic interviews as well with a couple of our very special award winners through the course of the evening.
Absolutely, Dave. Really looking forward to the awards night itself. And of course, Dave, you mentioned the awards itself. We've 15 categories to get our teeth stuck into. And thanks to everyone who put in their nominations, whether it be on Twitter, in the YouTube comments, via text. The participation, once again, of our viewers, Dave, has been fantastic. There are the categories up on screen. 3 nominees for each of the 14 categories. We've one Hall of Fame winner, which makes 43 nominations, Dave, in total, and we're going to piece it all together in the next hour or so. So really looking forward to it, and thanks once again as well to our viewers who participated with the nominations, Dave.
Absolutely. Well, let's kick it all off, because the first award is going to be the horse of the season, and our very special voiceover guest tonight on the show, Stephen Yore, is going to tell us all about the first nomination.
The first award of the evening, the Champ.ie podcast Horse of the Season Award, in association with Boylesports.ie. Here are your 2024-2025 nominations. Haiti Colours, the Boylesports Irish Grand National winner. Nick Rocket, the Aintree Grand National winner. And Galopin des Champs, the 11-time Grade 1 winning chaser.
Yeah, well, we're going to give it to Haughty Colour, Dave. We'll come to the Horse of the Year in just a couple of moments' time. But I want to talk about the nominations. Look, Nick Rocket, 169 rated now. The third Thyestes Chase winner since the millennium, Dave, to go on and win the Aintree National. Manny Clouds, I think only Manny Clouds back in 2015 carried more weights than Nick Rocket to win the Aintree National. So it was a tremendous training achievement and a tremendous performance in the National and this season by Nick Rocket. He improved 19 pounds this season in total, so he definitely deserves a nomination. And Galopin des Champs, I think he won his 18th start over fences at Punchestown, winning his 11th Grade 1 by 22 lengths. I mean, even though he didn't win the Gold Cup this season, Dave, he did a tremendous year. But Haughty Colour, speaking about improvement, this horse improved 30 pounds throughout the course of the season. He was beat off 122 in October, and he's got on to win at the Cheltenham Festival and back it up in a short space of time, obviously at Fairyhouse. The travel and the quick turnaround for me has won this award for Haughty Colour. I thought it was a tremendous display in the Boylesports Irish Grand National, given a proper ride as well by Sean Bone on the day. I love his style of racing, Dave. I love the way he's a proper animal now to jump, and he'll gallop all day long for you. And Haughty Colour, he got a set of Jane on a couple of occasions as well. We're going to give him the Champ.ie Horse of the Year Award 2024-2025. Full deserved winner, Dave. And I fully expect him to look, maybe the Hennessy at Newbury could be a good starting point next season, but I fully expect them to be running in the Gold Cup 2026 next year. Bottle of champagne and a lovely award heading to Wales, Dave. We better put it in the post today for it to get there next week. So really looking forward to the rest of the night. But Haughty Colour, the 2024-2025 Champ.ie Horse of the Year. So big congratulations to Connections, Rebecca Curtis, Sean Bowen, and the owners of Haughty Colour.
Boylesports. Don't just bet, choose wisely.
Right, on to the second award, Stephen of the night. Bring us our nominations for Jockey of the Season.
The second award of the evening, the Champ.ie podcast Jockey of the Season Award, in association with Boylesports.ie. Here are your 2024-2025 nominations. Paul Townend, 6-time Irish champion jockey. Sean Bowen, the UK champion jockey. And Keith Donoghue, 6-time Cheltenham Festival winning rider.
Well, what a season all three men had. Absolutely outstanding in the saddle, Barry. And some job picking the winner of this one.
Absolutely, Dave. Look, it was a tremendous category once again. Paul Townend, Sean Bowen, of course, and Keith Donoghue. And look, I think Townend and Sean Bowen need absolutely no introduction. Bowen obviously win the UK Championship for the first time. Over 100 winners once again for Sean Bowen. Paul Townend the same in Ireland, over 100 winners once again. I think he scraped over the line in terms of top jockey at the Cheltenham Festival. Mark Walsh had a tremendous Cheltenham. Townend this season, no championship race at the Cheltenham Festival. But I think we just have to give it to Keith Donoghue, Dave. Just pound for pound, the season he's had, over 50 winners, his best year ever in Ireland in terms of winners. The impact he's had, I think, on Gavin Cromwell's stable success has been tremendous. And if you look at it, I know the way you're thinking as well. I know he rode him on one occasion this season, didn't ride him to win the Gold Cup, but the job he's done with him at home as well. Pound for pound, don't forget, Dave, Keith Donoghue, he cannot ride under 11 stone. So there's certain restrictions there. And I think pound for pound, the season he's had, we're going to give it to Keith Donoghue. So massive congratulations, Dave. And we're going to hear now from Keith Donoghue, the Champ.ie Jockey of the Season 2024-2025. Cut up with Keith earlier. Yes, in a different time zone because Keith's down in Australia, but welcome to the Champ.ie podcast once again. Jockey of the Season, Keith. We have a nice fancy award for you. As we were saying off air, you were in with some of the big guns, but I think pound for pound, Keith, everything that you've achieved this season with best numbers winners-wise in Ireland, obviously the Grade 1 winner at the Dublin Racing Festival and a 6th Cheltenham Festival winner. What a season it was for you.
Yeah, it was a great season. I think the viewers might have felt bad for me that I was in alongside Paul Townend and Sean Bowen, so maybe that's why they voted for me. But it was definitely a great season, and like it started off well, and it kind of kept going the whole way. It was probably a little bit quieter the last couple of weeks, but if you were to give me the same season again next year, I'd fully take it.
I suppose, Keith, you're down under. How are you enjoying the downtime, the holiday? You're in Australia at the moment.
Yeah, I'm in Australia. Yeah, it was great to. It's obviously the break there, giving the jockeys the month off is a great initiative, and it's great to get away and get a bit of a break. I've never been in Australia before, so it's great to come down and see it and meet up with a few friends and that. So I'm definitely enjoying it. What
was the highlight of the season for you?
The highlight, I think, Florence Porter winning the Kerry National. I think that was the highlight. Good handicap, good prize money. A horse like Florence Porter to come back and win a good handicap chase like that, and it's lighted for me to get a big day on him, and I think that was the highlight.
Partnership with Gavin Cromwell. I wanted to ask you, how much are you enjoying the partnership? What's the best thing, do you think, about your partnership with Gavin Cromwell at the moment?
Oh, we just get on so well, we work well together. We're friends outside of it as well, we do a lot of things together outside of racing, but we know each other very well. He doesn't give me instructions, he leaves it up to me. He knows the way I like to ride them, and the way I like to ride, I think it suits his horses, and he's so driven and so wants to do so well, and he's building all the time, and obviously he can't build much more. He won a Gold Cup last year, but we just clicked, and we really get on well together.
Speaking, I suppose, about you know the Gold Cup, and I suppose not just on race day in races, but at home, Keith, I know you were a big part of, and I know you rode him this season as well. I know the way you're thinking, the Gold Cup winner. I suppose how much satisfaction did you get seeing him going on to win the Cheltenham Festival Gold Cup? And he's been a massive improver, and that was arguably a performance of the season, wasn't it, in the Gold Cup?
It was, yeah, and I think that the whole few weeks before Cheltenham, he was really showing that he could put in a performance like that. He done a couple of bits of work that I'd say, I rode a lot of good horses in Gardens, but I don't think I'd rode a horse like him to work the way he had been coming up to the Gold Cup. His jumping had got so much better. We schooled him one morning around the field over fences, and Gavin's just jumped 6 fences, and he'd blow you away the way he jumped them compared to the way he had been jumping. And look, at everything just clicked on the day from.
It was a big decision, wasn't it, to supplement him, Keith?
It was a big decision, but look, Gavin was always leaning towards that. That's what he wanted. He thought he was a Gold Cup horse, and he was proved right.
6.5. She's a mare that obviously went into the festival with a big reputation. I mean, she ran an absolute cracker. Was she done for stamina in the end, do you think, Keith, on the new course?
Possibly was. I'm still not sure. I didn't feel like she stopped. I probably jumped the last a little bit high, and there's a few photographers there for a few strides after, and I feel like she just looked at them and just lost a little bit of momentum. And it looks like I got outstayed. So possibly she did, but we thought she'd have no problem staying. I know she's disappointed since in Punchestown, but she wasn't right. I think she was in season, and she's disappointed on the flat again the other day. So look, maybe Cheltenham has took it out of her, but she is a good mare, and hopefully we can get her back on track.
Hello Neighbour, give you the Grade 1 at the Dublin Racing Festival. How big was that for you this year?
It was great. I think the one ambition I had last year, well, probably the two, I wanted to ride over 50 winners again, and I wanted to win a Grade 1 in Ireland, because they're very hard to win when you obviously have Willie and you have Gordon and then Henry. It's very hard to win Grade 1s, but I think that was one of my aims for the year, and it was great. It worked out, and he done it well. And as the year went on, I actually think he improved. Even though he didn't win, I think he would have been a lot closer in Cheltenham when he missed the last, and in Punchestown I missed 2 out when I needed a jump to get up behind Paul Townend, and it just put me into the pocket behind Rachael Blackmore then, and I couldn't get out, and he hit the line really well. And I actually think in Punchestown was the best feed he'd give me all year. If that was one that I got another go at, I think he would have been a lot closer. I'm not sure if I would have beat Nicky's horse, but I definitely think I would have given him a good race for it. I think he's a good horse, and he's getting stronger, and hopefully he can progress next year. Obviously, it's a 4-year-old. It's hard for them on their second season, but hopefully he can take the step up.
Listen, we'll let you back to enjoy the holiday. Thanks so much for sparing the time to come on. We'll be sending a nice package your way in the post, Keith. So that's coming your way. But finally, before we do let you go, obviously next season, is there any young horse that you're looking forward to seeing that we could next season that could shape up into a nice novice or a nice novice chaser, or one that you think can maybe take you back to Grade 1 glory? What's the one horse next year?
I know obviously he won a bumper in Punchestown, Bud Fox. His work had been very good going up to it. He's a very quick horse, and he's definitely one that if we have a chance of having a Grade 1 novice next year over hurdles over 2 mile, it'll be him. So hopefully he can step up and keep improving, and hopefully he'll be a Grade 1 novice. There is a couple of other nice young horses there as well, but he's probably the one that's standing out at the minute. Keith,
enjoy the rest of the holiday, and we'll chat soon.
Thanks, Barry.
Many congratulations to Keith Donoghue, and very best of luck for next season in the National Hunt front. Right, Stephen, we're on to our third award of the evening, which is the Future Star.
The third award of the evening, the Champ.ie podcast Future Star Award, in association with Boylesports.ie. Here are your 2024-2025 nominations. Lulamba, the Punchestown champion 4-year-old. Bambino Fever, unbeaten champion bumper winning mare. And Anzadam, the Willie Mullins trained French recruit.
Again, 3 fantastic entries in this one, but Bambino Fever, I think the season that Bambino Fever has had to win at Leopardstown, to come back, win the champion bumper at Cheltenham, and to win at the Punchestown Festival, that's not an easy feat. And that was, again, some training performance by Willie Mullins. And Bambino Fever is the Future Star Award winner, Barry, for 24-25, deservedly so.
Yeah, look, we'll talk about the other nominations in a moment, but I think you've hit the nail on the head. Look, I think Willie Mullins won a 14th champion bumper with Bambino Fever. She was smashed up in the betting on the day. But as you said, to go to the Dublin Racing Festival, to go to Cheltenham, to go to Punchestown, and to win at all three festivals for a mare, I think she was the third mare to win the bumper, Dave, in the last decade. But I just thought it was a tremendous performance. In particular, actually, at Punchestown, because she was very, very keen for almost... three parts of the race, and for her to win like she did at the back end of the season, I thought was a huge effort for Bambino Fever. So she gets the award. Jodie Townend, a tremendous record. Look, she's 3-1 for the Mayor's Novice Hurdle next season. I think, look, if they go that route, she's going to take hell of a stopping. She's tough. She's consistent. She has plenty of pace as well. So I think even, the new course being a point-to-point winner, I think will suit her. But I mean, if they decide to win against the Geldings once again, a Supreme Novice Hurdle, I mean, she's up there in the betting for that as well. She's a serious talent, and I think she's a deserving winner of the Future Star Award. Lalamba, I think Dave will be the best horse to come out of the Triumph Hurdle. He was good at Punchestown. Inexperience probably caught him out. He got involved in a battle a long way out, I thought, in the Triumph Hurdle. So he's certainly a Future Star contender. And Anzadam, could he be the forgotten horse? Dave obviously got injured at a crucial part of the season, but he was making strides, wasn't he? He was 2 from 2 for Willie Mullins after transferring from France. I know he's had his problems, but if he puts it all together, I think Anzadam could certainly be a talent set to challenge at championship level. So they're the three, Dave. Bambino Fever, I think, a deserving winner of the Future Star Award at 2024-2025.
Absolutely. Right, on to the next category then this evening, which, of course, is Young Rider. And Stephen takes us through once again our nominations.
Here's the fourth award of the evening, the Champ.ie podcast Young Rider Award in association with Boylesports.ie. Here are your 2024-2025 nominations. Danny Gilligan, 2 winners at the Cheltenham Festival of 2025. Sam Ewing, 6 times Grade 1 winner for Gordon Elliott across the season. And Dylan Johnston, Sam Thomas's stable jockey.
Three extraordinary young men in the place, and 3 men that have had a really great season, Barry. And you're going to now talk us through the man who's come out on top, though, on this award this evening.
Yeah, look, we've given it to Danny Gilligan simply because, look, I think he stood up on the big day, didn't he, really, at Cheltenham this year. I think he got Cullen Tra out of a hole with Woodhoo, the improving mare, of course, winning the Martin Pipe. That was his second Martin Pipe and his third Cheltenham Festival winner, incredibly at his age. He's won a Galway Plate as well in his local, of course, county of Galway. He's a tremendous young rider, 2024 Irish champion conditional. I think he's made serious strides. I know Ewing obviously landed the 6 Grade 1s for Gordon Elliott. I thought in particular a standout for him was Croke Park in the Drinmore. I thought he gave him a tremendous ride from the front, got the fractions brilliant. And I think for a horse that will be better over further than 2.5 miles, to get him to win on that occasion, a Grade 1 was a great performance from Sam Ewing. And Dylan Johnson, we had Sam Thomas, Dave, on the show, of course, leading up to the Christmas racing period. And he gave a real special mention to Dylan Johnson, who's a stable jockey, and the part he's played with his team. He's had over 25 winners in the UK, Dylan Johnson. I think he's all the attributes to become a real top jockey, and I think he's definitely worth a shout as well for a nomination. So he was 4th in the UK conditional championship, but with a smaller team of horses, Sam Thomas, he's such a good target trainer. I think we'll be hearing a lot more about Dylan Johnson, who's a big part of the team there. So, but Danny Gilligan, a big congratulations once again. Did speak to Danny yesterday. He wasn't available to come on for an interview today, but we're going to get him on ahead of the Galway Festival for a preview for the Galway Plate as well, a race in which he's won in the past. But big congratulations, huge talent, Danny Gilligan, Dave, and he takes the Young Rider Award 2024-2025.
Many congratulations, Danny. Superb season, and again, future success for next year's National Hunt season. Right, on to our next award before we have our first ad break on tonight's Champ.ie Jumps Awards Night 24-25, the very first awards night. And the next award we have, Stephen, is for Ride of the Season.
The 5th award of the evening, the Champ.ie podcast Ride of the Season Award in association with Boylesports.ie. Here are your 2024-2025 nominations. Paul Townend on Banbridge, who won the King George Chase at Kempton on St. Stephen's Day. Danny Mullins on Solness at the Dublin Racing Festival at Leopardstown, and Sean Bowen on Booster Bob, who won the Great Wood Gold Cup in Newbury.
Well, firstly, the three jockeys that have been nominated for the best ride, three of the best in the business. And this must have been a tricky one because all of those three rides, I remember them, Barry, outstanding. But where has the award gone tonight?
We quite a few nominations coming in, Dave, and we'll start with Frank Hickey, of course, who was a good follow. Is a good friend of the show for a long time, Frank, and did the Cheltenham preview night with us up in the Cairnbeg all those years ago. But he's nominated Sean Bowen on Booster Bob. To be obviously a nomination. I think if you thought AP McCoy, watch it back. If you thought AP McCoy was good on Wichita Lineman, look, I know it was a lower key meeting, Newbury. I think it was on the 1st of March, but it was miracle stuff, really. You know, he was out with the washing for a long way, and he's given a tremendous ride, Sean Bowen. We also have to mention Danny Mullins, Dave, on Solness at the Dublin Racing Festival. I thought it was a tremendous front-running ride from Danny Mullins. Got the fraction spot on. When Marine Nationale looked likely coming to the last, he blew up. Danny Mullins, obviously, on Solness. Solness kicked on again and has gone on to win. I thought it was a tremendous effort in the saddle, and we see Danny do that time and time again. But the way we're going to side, look at the top level, championship racing, Dave, at its best, and this was a real championship ride. Paul Townend on Banbridge. We were keen on his chances. The ground was to suit. The cheek pieces were on. He had a lovely prep, of course, down in the hilly way at Cork, and he was stepping up and trip. We were keen on Banbridge's chances, but he was 10 lengths down, Dave, jumping the first in the straight, which was the third last. And I thought Paul Townend got the calculations in the race absolutely spot on. He was held up. He made ground at his fences, but to deliver him on the line like he did to go on and win, I thought Paul Townend, hats off. That was, without question, I think Paul Townend's best ride of the season, and one of a couple of trophies, Dave, you'll find and see throughout the night that'll be heading down Close Sutton way.
Excellent stuff. Well, that's our first 5 awards then, and we are heading into an ad break with 10 more to go through this evening.
Yes, so hello, Barry Doyle from the Champ.ie podcast, Ireland's Pony Horse Racing podcast. I'm here with my co-host, David Byrnes, and we're here in Sligo Town, David, in EJ Menswear, and EJMenswear.com. Fantastic season ahead. EJ has kindly partnered up with us to be the men's fashion partner with Champ.ie for the season. And David, we're suited and booted. You're looking sharp.
Yeah, well, thanks very much. And this fantastic bundle and this outfit we're wearing is costing $2.99. It sets you up beautifully for the racing season ahead, which includes Leopardstown at Christmas, Thyestes Day at Gowran Park, and of course, if you want to go even bigger, you can get togged out for the Cheltenham and Entry festivals later on in the season.
Absolutely, and of course, check out the Champ.ie podcast right throughout the season, Mondays and Thursdays, and look at the offer, the tailored bundle for the racing season, $2.99, blazer, shirt, chino, socks and shoes. What's not to like, lads? Check out EJMenswear.com to find out all the racing offers.
Yeah, and a massive thank you to EJ Menswear as well, and to all our sponsors throughout the course of the season, Gowran Park Racecourse, our betting partner Boylesports, and of course Shamrock Thoroughbreds. And a big massive thank you, Barry, as well to Boylesports for sponsoring the beautiful trophies this evening.
Yeah, absolutely, Dave. Look, the trophies supplied by Boylesports, but if you're into, I suppose, outdoor sports, if you're into hunting or if you're into fishing, Boylesports is the place for you. But look at that beautiful trophy, one of 15 heading out to our winners this week. That's the Hall of Fame trophy. Who will that be heading to? Stay tuned till the end of the show. But a massive thank you to Derek, of course, Derek McCullough, who rode winners on the track himself. His brother, of course, Niall, was riding in Leopardstown last night. So has an affiliation to the racing industry. He was so kind to come on board as a partner for the show. So big thank you to Derek, Dave, as we head on and hear from Stephen on, of course, the next awards nominations for the evening. It's the Iron Horse Award.
The 6th award of the evening, the Champ.ie podcast Iron Horse Award in association with Boylesports.ie. Here are your 2024-2025 nominations. Skyjack Hijack, winner of 6 in a row for Jenny Cadlish. Mr. Van Gogh, winner of the London National, the Peter Marsh and the Midlands National. And John Bond, 10 times a Grade 1 winner for Nicky Henderson.
I'll tell you what, it's well named, this award, the Iron Horse, because they are exactly what this award is named after, 3 mighty iron horses.
Yeah, absolutely, Dave. Look, I think, John Bond goes without saying, doesn't he? 10-time Grade 1 winner, 18 wins, 5 seconds from 23 starts in his career. I think, look, that's an incredible feat, Dave, in fairness. And he deserves a nomination. Obviously, Skyjack, Hijack, tremendous jumper. If you were to look at him, I suppose, and not know who he was, and he didn't have silks on his back, you would have thought he was Constitution Hill at some point this season, the way he jumps. Well, maybe not this season, maybe not the Constitution Hill of this season, Dave, but certainly his technique is brilliant. Won 6 in a row for Jenny Candish, improved 41 pounds, as we heard from Stephen. But Mr. Van Gogh, this horse would gallop through a brick wall for you, Dave. We were on him, obviously, on the podcast this season when he won the London National, but I don't think it can be underestimated, Dave. Look, he's 3 from 3 for the Bradstock team this season, improved 17 pounds throughout the season, but it can't be underestimated to win a London National over 3 mile 4, a Peter Marsh over 3 mile 1 in soft ground at Haydock, and then to go on and win the Midlands National, of course, over 4 mile 2. Where I just thought he was brilliant on that occasion. On ground that wouldn't have suited as well, Dave. Good to soft ground. This horse better on a softer surface. And trying to get Sarah Bradstock on the show, but she's sent a lovely message through. She was on with us earlier on in the season, and she's delighted to pick up the award on behalf of Mr. Van Gogh, who is our Iron Horse of 2024-2025. So big congratulations to all the staff there. They've done a tremendous job with that horse. And Dave, we've been a big fan in particular. You have.
Well, we certainly have. We got a few quid off it as well, which is more importantly through the course of the season, as you mentioned. And massive congratulations to Sarah Bradstock and to Mr. Van Gogh. Right, award number 7 as we move nicely along through the evening, Stephen.
This is the 7th award of the evening, the Champ.ie podcast Future Gold Cup Winner Award, in association with Boylesports.ie. Here are your 2024-2025 nominations. Honesty Policy, the Gordon Elliott trained Aintree Grade 1 winner. Final Demand, twice a Grade 1 winning novice hurdler this season. And Derry Hassan Paddy, the Albert Bartlett third.
Well, once again, I think 3 horses that would all at some point take their chance in a future Gold Cup for sure. But this wasn't, Barry, it couldn't have been an easy decision to pick the award winner here.
Oh, it was a very easy decision for me, Dave. I think Final Demand, he is the future Gold Cup winner, award winner of 2024-2025. A dual Grade 1 winning, of course, a novice hurdler. I thought he was stunning in the Tanya Lacey. He was my banker at the Cheltenham Festival. Turns out, Dave, that maybe the ground and the trip maybe weren't as ideal. I think on softer ground over 3 miles, this horse is really going to come into his own. Final Demand, we'd Matty O'Connor Flynn, of course, in the show through the course of the season. He was building this horse up as well as, a future Gold Cup horse. I think he's a Rolls Royce, and I think he's Brown Advisory 2026 written all over him. So he's the winner, but massive shout out as well to Honesty Policy, Dave, who improved this so much in a short space of time as well. He only won his maiden in February, Dave, went on obviously to win a Grade 1 at the Aintree Festival. He's plenty of stamina, this horse. Gordon Elliott hinted that fences could be the route next season, and look, he's only 5 years of age, so I wonder, could they creep away, given connections they've owned by JP, could they creep away in handicap chases next season? Could he maybe take I know the way you're thinking route, maybe go down the Kim Muir route? He's rated 145 over hurdles. Could it be a Kim Muir onto the Gold Cup 2027? I think he's a good horse, Dave. I don't think we should underestimate this fella. And Derry Hassan Paddy, I think he's a beast. He's the makings of a beast of a novice chaser. He's the apple of Cinder Russell's eye, and I think he's a smasher heading chasing next season.
He absolutely is. Many congratulations to Final Demand. Okay, well, we move on to award number 8 of the evening, which is, Stephen, you're going to tell us all about the nominations for the Training Performance of the Year.
The 8th award of the evening, the Champ.ie podcast Training Performance Award, in association with Boylesports.ie. Here are your 2024-2025 nominations. Emmett Mullins, who produced a 193-1 winning treble at Punchestown. Barry Connell, trainer of Marine Nationale, who went on to win the Champion Chase at Cheltenham. And Willie Mullins, Jimmy de Sul, who of course won the Coral Cup.
Yes, well, of course, it's fantastic 3 nominations once again, but I think, Barry, the decision here I'm going to come out with this one. Of course, it was the training performance of the year from Barry Connell with Marine Nationale. What a performance it was, because when you look back at that first run at Naas and the way the horse progressed all the way to win at Cheltenham, and of course the story around Marine Nationale in what was just such an emotional day, a quite incredible training performance by the man that's won this award, Barry Connell. Yeah,
absolutely. Look, his novice chase campaign didn't go to plan, but for Barry Connell to get this horse, back to his best, an 18-length winner of a champion chase, Dave. We shouldn't underestimate that either. He had achieved a rating of 170 this season. An 8-year-old with just 12 runs rated 170. The world is his oyster, really. Barry is talking, the next bad's worth by, and possibly winning 3 champion chases. Barry will always talk up his chances. We'll hear from him actually, Dave, in a couple of moments. One of our special guests on the show, Barry Connell. But yeah, he wins the award, Dave. And look, Emmett Mullins, a big mention, 193 to 1 treble on the Friday of Punchestown. I was down there on the day, and it was all about Emmett Mullins that day. It's on the line, Sky Magic and Soldier in Milan, who I think in his own right, Dave, is a beautiful novice prospect next season, owned by Paul Byrnes. And for a small team to have a treble at Punchestown, big shout out. And Willie Mullins, if you're looking at an individual horse, training performance this season, I thought Jimmy Desai, off the track 313 days to make your handicap debut in the Curl Cup. I thought it was a massive effort, and to win it snugly by 3 lengths. I think he could be a stairs hurdle horse next year, and I think he had a small little bit of a setback, Willie said when we had him on, building up the Sandown, but he's a horse I'm really looking forward to next year as well. Jimmy Desai, that was a tremendous training performance. But Barry Connell wins the award, Dave. Big congratulations to him and all the Marine Nationale team. Let's hear now from Barry Connell on his thoughts on winning the award.
Boylesports. Don't just bet, choose wisely.
Without question, the training performance of the season 2024-2025, we're going to award it to you with Marine Nationale. So we've a lovely little bottle of champagne, a trophy heading your way out to County Kildare. I wanted to ask you, because there's something I picked up on, Barry, in the interview after Punchestown. You mentioned, I suppose, National Hunt trainers located in County Kildare. Yeah. I suppose the people of County Kildare, how much do you think Marine Nationale means to the people of County Kildare and the staff working, I suppose, with the horse day in, day out for Kildare, the county? How big do you think it is?
Well, I can speak. I can speak for the staff for a start. It's been phenomenal. I mean, we had a massive party for the staff and all their families in the Harp pub in Kildare, and it was one of the best nights we've ever had. So, like, we're a small yard. In the winter we'd have maybe 16, 17 horses riding out. The secret sauce is the quality of staff. We have with Garrett Cotter and Roger Loughran as the two main work riders in the place. Garrett rides them all the time, and I mean, those guys between them have 75 years experience. They know every gallop. We train. We've got our own gallop in Nerney, but we've a Curl license as well. So we do the bulk of the training at home, and then when we want to finish them off before we go to a race, we bring them to the Curl for 2 or 3 gallops, and the guys just know every inch, every blade of grass in the Curl. They're brilliant. So I'm probably going to start sounding like Aidan O'Brien, saying I'm only a bystander, and the lads do all the work. But look, we're just such a fantastic team. It's a small team, and we kind of keep it that way deliberately. We don't want to get too much bigger. We're incredibly proud, to be representing Ireland, to be representing Kildare. I think the last championship race was one in Kildare was probably Desi Hughes, or probably Jessica Harrington. Jessica would be
Jessica, yeah, the champion hurdle
would be Kildare as well. But it hasn't happened for maybe 15, 16, 17 years, and there aren't that many jump horses trained in Kildare. They're all in Carlow and Meath. So we had the local GAA club asked us to come down, Nerney GAA, and bring the horse down. So we did that, and it was nice. All the kids in the location were there. Yeah, look, we're incredibly privileged to just be a custodian of this incredible talent. And I mean, it seems like he's been around for a while, but he's actually only had 12 races. He's only 8 years of age. So
Could he be the next Badsworth boy?
yeah. I made another. I said I'd never do it again. I said I'd never. I don't know why I do it. I keep putting these things out here to hang myself, but I think he has all the attributes to be a multiple champion chase winner. Like the three things you need for winning a championship race, like the Queen Mother Champion Chase, is you need to be able to jump, and we were just short in experience, and we had to build that up. You need speed, and you need temperament as well. And look, he's always had the speed. He's an incredibly quick horse. I've always said it. If we wanted to run him on the flat, he'd be a graded horse on the flat.
Bumper horses, maybe to mention, that could be coming out soon.
We've a lot of nice young horses, but we haven't put the gun to their head yet. That our bumper horses don't really run till they're 5. Now we have a horse called Each to Their Own, who we thought would win the first time out, and he's placed in his first couple of bumpers, but I think he could end up. He probably one more run the bumper, but I think he could end up a graded horse over hurls. He's very talented.
Super.
And we have another horse who is going to start off with the summer campaign. He's a Gleneagles horse called Avondale. A couple of years ago, we bought a few flatbred yearlings with the view to going jumping. This guy's 5 now, but he won 2 on the flat last year. He's rated 80, but he's not like a normal flat horse that's recycled out of a flat horse going jumping that's recycled out of a flat yard. We've had him since the start, and we actually gave him a run over hurls in Punchestown last year, just to give him a run, because we knew we'd be going jumping this year. So the plan with him, he'd probably run the Maiden Hurl in early July and go for the listed hurl, novice hurl at Galway. And, I think he could make up into a nice Royal Bond horse.
Yeah, it's great to hear from Barry Connell. Many congratulations on picking up the training performance on tonight's award ceremony. Stephen, we're on to award number 9. Talk us through our nominations for the outstanding display.
The 9th award of the evening, the Champ.ie podcast Outstanding Display Award in association with Boylesports.ie. Here are your 2024-2025 nominations. Factifile, winner of the Ryanair Chase. Galopin des Champs, who romped to victory in the Punchestown Gold Cup. And I know the way you're thinking, who of course powered on home in the Cheltenham Gold Cup.
Right, Barry, you're going to talk us through our winner of the outstanding display.
Look, Factifile, obviously, in the Ryanair goals set without saying. I think that was a tremendous display. The race might have fell into his lap a little, but he gets a nomination. And look, Galopin des Champs to win by 22 lengths at the Punchestown Festival, of course, was a tremendous performance once again. But in terms of overall performance, such an improver this year. I know the way you're thinking. I mean, the form worked out at Punchestown with Galopin des Champs romping home, but for this horse to go and absolutely batter them like he did in the Cheltenham Festival Gold Cup, there's only one winner for me, Dave. I know the way you're thinking. And in the lead up, we heard from Keith earlier on the show, he was working the house down at home. A big gamble for them to actually supplement him and put him into the race. But I thought Mark actually gave him a great ride on the day, but I know the way you're thinking for such a progressive horse, Dave, the back end of the season. I'd imagine he'll be spared as well. He's still a young horse, another way you're thinking, and could be a lot more to come from him. So standout winner for me, that's heading to County Meath, another way you're thinking, wins the Outstanding Display Award, Dave.
Beautiful stuff. Stephen, on to award number 10, which is the story of the season.
This is the 10th award of the evening. The Champ.ie podcast Story of the Season Award in association with Boylesports.ie. Here are your 2024-2025 nominations. Patrick and Willie Mullins combining to win the Aintree Grand National. Rachael Blackmore completing the Cheltenham Championship set. And Golden Ace prevailing at 25-1 in the Champion Hurdle at Cheltenham.
There is no doubt that all three stories were quite incredible, but really, Barry, there can only be one winner.
Yeah, sorry, David, just getting a little bit distracted looking at these beautiful awards. This one is the Future Star Award. That's heading down to Close Sutton. Of course, Bambino Fever. One of the big congratulations once again. It's nice and bubble wrapped. Thanks again to Boylesports. But yeah, looking at, I suppose, the nominations there, Dave. Look, Patrick and Willie Mullins, to win the Aintree Grand National, father and son combo. I think Ruby and Ted did it, didn't they? But to train the 1, 2, 3, what an achievement. Nick Rocket to win off a big weight as well. I don't think I've ever saw Willie Mullins cry before, Dave, on TV, and he did so when, of course, Patrick won the National. So that's a standout. Rachael, of course, Blackmore completing the championship set. Champion Hurdle, Champion Chase, Ryanair Chase, Stairs Hurdle and Gold Cup. She's done it all, Rachael Blackmore. We'll hear from Rachael later on in the show as well. That's another special guest interview, Dave, that we have lined up. And Golden Ace. 25-1. I think probably the biggest shock since Sublimity, wasn't in the Champion Hurdle. The new Sublimity, Golden Ace, 25-1 for Jeremy Scott. That was a big, big story. But we're going to give it, this one's heading to Close Sutton as well, Dave. Patrick Mullins on board Nick Rocket. I don't think there was any other story that was going to take this one off Team Close Sutton here. Patrick and Willie, combo in the Aintree National. Father and son, Willie Mullins, reduced to tears, Dave.
Absolutely, what a story it was, and I think it was a 1, 2, 3, 5. I think in the Grand National, I'm not 100% sure, but I think it wasn't 1, 2, 3, 5. Anyway, nonetheless, massive congratulations to Patrick and Willie Mullins, and I'm sure, Barry, there's many more great stories to come in the coming season for Close Sutton. Right, we're into the ad break before we bring you our final 5 award winners of the night.
From Dundalk to Longchamp, from the Galway races to the Breeders' Cup, Shamrock Thoroughbreds have taken owners all over the world.
Tiger Bell in front, holds them. Late on the scene is Dawn Charger storming home, but Tiger Bell in front and won.
Coming through in the centre, Laugh a Minute with a strong challenge on this Laugh a Minute, who goes on in the closing stages to win by a length and a half. Laugh a Minute from Fiscal Roots.
But it's Harry's Bar repelling the late challenge of the stable companion Dream Today, and Harry's Bar makes it 6-course wins.
Check out ShamrockThoroughbreds.com or click the link in the Champ.ie podcast video description to learn more about new racehorse ownership opportunities.
Welcome back. Massive thank you to all our sponsors, of course, Gowran Park, Boylesports, EJ Menswear and Shamrock Thoroughbreds, and of course the Boylesports for their very kind sponsorship of our beautiful awards, which will be going out to all our winners from tonight's award ceremony. Right, we're on to award number 11, and Stephen has the details for us.
This is the 11th award of the evening, the Champ.ie Season Revelation Award in association with Boylesports.ie. Here are your 2024-2025 nominations. Rocky's Diamond, the Declan Queally trained Galmoy hurdle winner. Woodhoo, the rapidly improving mare for Gordon Elliott. And Lecky Watson, winner of the Brown Advisory at Cheltenham for Lar Byrne and the Slaneyville Syndicate.
Well, 3 nominations that absolutely did their owners and trainers very proud, but the lucky winner of this award, Barry, is going to be going to?
It's going to the Slaneyville Syndicate and Lecky Watson. Lecky Watson is the winner of the Season Revelation Award, Dave. Look, he got the Champ.ie podcast, of course, on the road to Cheltenham show out a bit of a hole this season. I thought he was a full deserving winner One of 4 runners in the Brown Advisory for Willie Mullins, and I thought he was fully deserving of that victory, of course. 4th in a champion bumper, 5th in an Albert Bartlett. He got his big day in the sun, Lecky Watson, and we will be hearing from Lara Byrne in a couple of moments' time to receive the award. But look, he's been to 3 festivals in the past and got his big day, as mentioned. I think the Gold Cup dream, Dave, is very much still alive. A tremendous jumper of a fence, and I think he's really grown up. He was 3 from 3, I suppose, heading into Punchestown, but he made a novice error and came down. But he still needs to improve to get up to Gold Cup level, but he's only a novice. Looking forward to seeing him next year. He is the winner, Lecky Watson, of the, of course, a Season Revelation Award 2024-2025. Mention for the other 2, Dave, obviously nominations at Woodoo. 7 wins on the bounce over hurdles for Gordon Elliott. She was only beaten 3 lengths by Lossie Mood at Aintree, so she was a real rapid improver. And I think it's fair to say that Rocky's Diamond, we were down on course at Gowran Park, Dave, when he won the Galmoy hurdle on Thyestes Day. I thought he was a real good performance. He was there to be shot at off the bend. You know, he did it the hard way. I thought he was really good. He's only 5 years of age, Dave, and he's improved 31 pounds this season to finish 4th in a Cheltenham Stayers hurdle. So I think there's a lot more to come from Rocky's Diamond. He was a revelation in his own right. But Lecky Watson, there's only one winner for me, Dave. It's Lecky Watson, the Season Revelation Award winner of 2024-2025. Let's now hear from the winner, the winning owner, Lara Byrne.
Boylesports. Don't just bet, choose wisely.
Yeah, so delighted to welcome back to the podcast Lara Byrne, of course, part owner and a member of the Slaneyville Syndicate of Lecky Watson, of course, who won the Brown Advisory Novices Chase at the Cheltenham Festival. Lara, you were on 2 seasons ago and you said Lecky Watson, he was made for the hill in Cheltenham, and so it proved.
Yeah, which it proved it, albeit on his 3rd visit to Cheltenham before he got the head in front. But, you know, I suppose we can genuinely make excuses for his 2 previous visits. Like he ran a very, very good bumper race there 2 seasons ago. Got interfered with badly just on the run in, you could say, really, like, you know, and got sandwiched in the race and finished a very credible 4th, you know. And then last year, probably if it was the race to be run again, the Albert Bartlett, like he was playing the waiting game and just got for toe at the end and whatever, and we were disappointed with the run, to be honest. You know, that the horse done nothing wrong. He done what he was asked to do and whatever, you know. So but he turned around this season, like, and when he went chasing, and I suppose, like everyone always said, like, you know, that Lecky will only be himself when he had the fence in front of him, and, like, you know, he went novice chasing this season. Willie Mullins said, you know, lads, you know, this is going to be a different horse, like chasing and whatever, and he was dead right. And, like, he went to Cheltenham there, won the Brown Advisory very snugly, I would think. But he was also very, very impressive in his 2 prep runs on the lead up, and he had 3 from 3 over fences, and fair play to him, you know.
Straight to the business then, Lara. We're just after awarding Lecky Watson, so you're on his behalf. The Revelation of the Season Award. There was, I suppose, Woodoo, the improving mare, and the Cheltenham Festival winner for Gordon Elliott was in the category. Listen, we had to give it to Lecky Watson. The step forward, Lara, as you mentioned, that he took from hurdles to fences. He's really grown up this season, hasn't he? And he's a super jumper of a fence.
Super jumper of a fence, and yeah, I suppose maybe you know, a slow learner, and like, you know, always over his hurdles. He never had much respect for them, and he always, you know, wanted to be a bit headstrong, and he wanted to be in a different position in races than the jockeys wanted him to be in. Even the trainer wanted him to be in, and he needed to grow up, like, you know, he needed to mature, and certainly the fences appeared to have done that, and I suppose maybe age does it as well a little bit, you know. But you know, he has settled into his chasing very, very well, and we're delighted to get the award. I suppose we have a little blip at the end of the season, as in his fall at Punchestown, but you know, I think we have to call it a novice fall, and they're all liable, you know, for season to make those kind of mistakes, and I think Ruby Walsh said on the day, on TV that, you know, and obviously Fall Lecky Watson will learn from that, and he'll remember it, like, and you know, won't be making the same silly mistakes again, you know. So we're really looking forward to next season with him, you know.
The dream is very much alive, Lar. Look, obviously Hardy Eustace brought you many great days at championship level, but I suppose you've been searching for one that could take it to the heights since Hardy. And Lecky Watson, I mean, you have to be dreaming about Gold Cup now, don't you?
Yeah, but listen, we have to, and Willie said it on the day, like, you know, that like it was never his plan to be training Lecky Watson for the Gold Cup, but now he has no choice but to train him for the Gold Cup. Willie went into that race, the Brown Advisory race, with four very, very strong contenders in it. And you know, he has openly said that Lecky was the least fancied of the four. And so it tells you the high caliber rating that he has for all the other horses, like, you know. But again, on saying that, he did say Lecky deserves to be there, deserves to line up. If you don't turn up at these big events, well, you're never going to win these big events. And Lecky certainly proved that on the day, and he did turn up and put in a super jumping performance, and he jumped like a stag, you know, and got himself into a lovely rhythm, and I think had everything off their feet, like, you know, from a long ways out.
Well, he got the Champ.ie podcast, Lar, out of a right hole, and we've been singing his praise. I'd like to claim publicly that definitely were the leading cheerleaders of Lecky Watson on the podcast. But look, we really look forward to next season. You mentioned, obviously, you know, Gold Cup. That is the dream. We've seen horses in the past, the likes of course, On His Own, Jack Adam, both won the Goffs Thyestes Chase. You won it in the past with Total Recall. Is it a race maybe that you could potentially take in en route? You'd have to carry a big weight, but is it something that you've even thought about?
But to be honest, I haven't thought about it, and like, no, like, you know, Peter Rowe from Fairy House was on to us there teasing us that novices have a great score in the Irish Grand National, and that's where you should go with Lecky this year. And, like, you know, we thought about it for about 2 seconds, you know. Down the road, maybe, you know, like you'd be talking maybe Thyestes Route, or you'd be talking even maybe, you know, Grand National for Lecky Watson, though. But certainly for next season, in our eyes, the very much the focus would be on Cheltenham bound for the Friday appointment, and that's where the owners wish to go, like, again, William Mullins has said that, you know, he thinks Lecky has given them no option but to train them for the Gold Cup. It's a long ways from here to next March, as we all know, and we all have to stay healthy and well and whatever. But we'd like to think that we will be lining up in the Gold Cup next year, and wherever his season would take him prior to that, I don't know, but I would think it'd be very highly unlikely that the Thyestes would be one of his options for next season anyway, you know.
Lar, once again, a massive congratulations to you, and I suppose the family as well. I mean, talk us through the celebrations. You must have some night. I managed to get a small glimpse of what the celebrations were like, but I'm sure you had a right time after Lecky Watson won in Cheltenham.
Sure, we had a fabulous time in Cheltenham, like, and, you know, sure, like, we were on the high for the few days, and like, you know, the race was on the Wednesday, and sure, like, we partied well and whatever, and then we had a nice celebratory party in a local pub here in Tullow when we came back on the following weekend and whatever, and I think that was Paddy's weekend it was, so everyone had the Monday off to recover. So it was fabulous, like, and sure, like, you know, the whole town was celebrating his victory, really, like, you know, and it is special to pull off those big races on those big days, and yeah, we're very proud, and the whole family were very, very proud of him, you know, and we always had huge faith in Lecky, and again, the Mullins camp always had huge faith in him, and Willie had said from the very, very early stage that whatever he does, in his hurdling career, it's only stepping stone to be going chasing, and he's a fair, good advertisement for Valoran, and again, fair play to Willie and fair play to Harold Clark and all those people for spotting them as a potential star that we certainly think he is now anyway, so happy days.
Happy days. Now, we wish you all the best and we look forward to following the journey all throughout next season once again. And fingers crossed he stays sound, healthy, and gives the Gold Cup a right good rattle next year. And thanks very much for joining
Barry,
us.
And listen, Barry, thank you very much there for giving us the award. Much appreciated.
Yeah, it's great to hear from Lara Byrne. And Lara, best of luck with Lecky Watson and for the next season in the National Hunt front. Right, we move on. And Stephen has all our details once again of award number 12.
This is the 12th award of the evening. The Champ.ie podcast Passion for Horse Racing Award in association with Boylesports.ie. Here are your 2024-2025 nominations. Emmett Kennedy of the Final Furlong podcast, Davy Boland of Racing's Inside Track TV, and Steve Ryder of Odds Checker.
Well, 3 outstanding nominations and 3 men that do an absolutely amazing job in promoting racing, Barry. So this obviously was a tough decision to pick the winner from these 3.
Absolutely, Dave. But I can't give it to myself. I think Davy Boland joked earlier on. He said, "You're not giving that one to yourself." No, Davy, we're actually going to give it to you because, look, I think you've mentioned all 3, Dave. What a tremendous job they do. Let's start with Emma Kennedy, first of all. Obviously, the Final Furlong podcast, probably the original podcast out there, really, and on the circuit, Dave. And to be fair, I can't count. I've lost count the amount of episodes Emmett puts out every season, but he's now on YouTube. Joined the show leading up to Cheltenham as well for an episode, and he does a great job. So I think he deserves a nomination, Emma Kennedy. Obviously, Steve Ryder, every I think it's Monday or Tuesday, the Odds Checker show goes out. He gets tremendous guests right throughout the season as well, and he puts that all together and was a guest on the show. Dave, a very shrewd judge as well is Steve, so he deserves a nomination. But we did mention Davy Boland. We're going to give him the award. Our old friend, the old wise sage, of course, of the Southeast, gets the award, and we're hoping for a selfie, Dave, on the speedboat when you do get this award. Hopefully you can maybe take a picture and send it in to us. But I think, look, every jockey trainer in the game, Davy Boland has probably spoken to and given us insight on his Racing's Inside Track TV channel. Does great work, I suppose, looking at the grassroots as well, Dave, heading out to the point of points, building up to the sales as well. And it was great for Davy as well to partner with Tattersalls Ireland, of course, Tattersalls Cheltenham, Dave, should I say, for the season as well. So I was delighted for Dave, and we look forward to collaborating over the coming months as well. So big congratulations, Dave. You do a tremendous job, and wasn't a bad jockey once upon a time either, Dave.
Yes, absolutely. And we might even pop down, Davy, with the bottle of champagne personally and
crack open it on the boat, on the speedboat.
Yeah, we can. We might, and we might bring more than the one with us as well. Many congratulations. 3 more awards to give out this evening, and Stephen has all the details of award number 13.
This is the 13th award of the evening, the Champ.ie podcast Special Guest of the Season Award in association with Boylesports.ie. Here are your 2024-2025 nominations. Mihol Nolan, the County Carlow jockey based with Philip Hobbs. Rebecca Curtis, featured before the Boylesports Irish Grand National, and Father Paddy Byrne, who tipped Lecky Watson, AntePost, to win the Brown Advisory at Cheltenham all the way back in January.
Yes, just looking back on it, we had some amazing guests on the Champ.ie show right throughout the season, and all down to your fantastic work, Barry, in securing these guests each and every week. But those 3 nominations, again, you can give this award to any one of those 3. But look, over to you to announce the winner.
Yeah, look, Rebecca Curtis, it was great to have her on, I suppose, building up to the Boylesports Irish Grand National. The horse went on to win the National. So she gave us a fantastic interview and insight into the stable. I suppose travelling over with Haughty Calour as well. It was a nice time. It was good timing, Dave, to get Rebecca on. And she's done a tremendous job with the horse. And overall, I think it's fair to say. But it's the first dead heat of the night, Dave, of 2 awards going 2 different directions. Well, the both could have went to Carlow originally because both of them are originally from Carlow, but both living, of course, elsewhere. Micheál Nolan, I think, look, I've been meaning to get Micheál on, a good Rahana man from County Carlow, stable jockey, of course, to Philip Hobbs. It was a good opportunity ahead of Newbury. He tipped up, of course, Sober Glory, who went on to win the listed bumper. I think he's had a tremendous season, Micheál Nolan, once again, and an award is heading down to Rahana direction. We might even post it over to England, of course, where he's based with Philip Hobbs, and it was great to get him on, of course, Micheál Nolan. But Father Paddy Byrne, Dave, as much as he was a winner this season, he would have definitely taken out the award hands down last season, Father Paddy Byrne. He was a guest building up the Thyestes Chase on the last 2 seasons and went viral, of course. I think they were all banging down his door. There was newspapers, TV stations, you name it, getting in touch with Father Paddy after his appearance last year, building up to the Goffs Thyestes Chase. But to tip Lecky Watson, I think in January, AntePost was a good achievement by Paddy, and colourful character. Big passion for the sport, loves racing, and you'll always meet him on Thyestes Day, Dave, down in Gowran Park, of course, each and every season. So there's a bottle of nice champagne, Paddy, I know you like it, head in your direction, and a lovely trophy, as well as Micheál Nolan. They are the winners of the Special Guest Award on the Champ.ie podcast 2024-2025, Dave.
2 more awards to go, and Stephen has all the nominations for award number 14.
This is the 14th award of the evening, the Champ.ie podcast Fan of the Season Award in association with Boylesports.ie. Here are your 2024-2025 nominations. Chris Neville, who we met in Alison's Roscrea at the Cheltenham Festival preview. Kieran Walsh, the 5-cast Supremo from County Wexford. And Isabel Sutton, the top UK-based follower on our YouTube channel.
Again, 3 amazing people who've just come in all season with such a contribution to the Champ.ie podcast with their comments. And of course, just Kieran Walsh from County Wexford. He's a proud leishmine, actually, Barry. He lives and teaches in County Wexford. And Kieran Walsh is the winner of the Podcast Fan of the Season Award. Disappointed last Sunday with Laois, of course, in the Joe McDonagh final against Kildare at Croke Park. But Kieran, I'm sure, will be delighted to have won this award. Hugely passionate for the sport of horse racing, a massive interest and a huge contributor to our show each and every week, as you mentioned, with his 5-cast selections. And well, look, to each and every one of our people that contribute every week and put in comments, we want to thank you most sincerely, because without you, this show couldn't rock and roll.
Very glad, Dave, the footage didn't get out from Alison's at Roscrea. We had a wild night down there. Ken does a tremendous job in the bar, and met Chris Neville down in Alison's. But there can only be one winner, Kieran Walsh. Tremendous record with his 5 casts, and a positive mention as well, Dave, to Izzo Sutton, who gets a nomination as well, as you mentioned, Dave. Always puts a smile on her face in the comment section, and a tremendous contributor on YouTube in particular.
Absolutely. Well done again to Kieran, and winning that award here this evening. Right, we come to the 15th and final, and the first person who will be entered into the Champ.ie Awards Hall of Fame.
And the 15th and final award of the evening goes to Rachael Blackmore, who has been inducted into the Champ.ie Hall of Fame after a glittering career which included 18 winners at the Cheltenham Festival.
The very first Champ.ie special guest 6 seasons ago, Dave, Rachael Blackmore. A lot of water has gone under the bridge since then. Let's hear now what Rachael Blackmore has to say about her career, and she's been inducted into the Champ.ie Hall of Fame, the very first to do so. Let's hear from Rachael. So delighted to be joined by Rachael Blackmore once again. It's about 6 years later, Rachael. I think we had you on a couple of times at the beginning of the when we started out the podcast, but I suppose recently retired, and delighted to say that we're going to offer you, or we're going to give you, the Champ.ie Hall of Fame Award 2024-2025.
Yeah, that's very cool. Thank you very much. Yeah, a lot of water has gone under Bridgeton, so that's good to chat to you again.
Absolutely. 18 Cheltenham Festival winners. We mentioned it, I suppose, Rachel. Which of those stand out to you and for what reason?
I suppose Honeysuckle's the last day she won. That was that was something I'll never forget. Like coming back into that parade ring, it was just incredible. The people in Cheltenham that day, that's definitely something I'll never forget. But I've been I just had such an incredible time in Cheltenham. Like so lucky to be riding for Henry Bromhead. He just brings his horses over there every year, and they just perform, they excel, they improve. So you have these winners under your belt over there, but it's a lot easier to get them when you're riding for someone like him.
The journey that Honeysuckle took you on, though, Rachel, because look, 16 wins in a row, that unbeaten run, I suppose. I've heard people ask you in the past about, feeling the pressure, etc., and I've heard your answers as well. But the question I'd have is, how important was her momentum at that point in time, Honeysuckle's momentum for your career?
Yeah, I think our careers kind of grew together. She arrived in Henry's yard soon after I did, and I always feel so grateful for the fact that I got to ride her the first day, we'll say, and she won, and I was never injured, I was never suspended when she ran. All those little things. We just seemed to. Things just seemed to work, and it's just phenomenal. Like every jockey hopes and prays they'll get linked up with a horse of her caliber in their career, and yeah, I'm just so lucky that I was there at the right place at the right time to ride her day one, and that we got to keep it together for as long as we did.
I have to mention Minetta Times, because to become the first female rider to win the Entry Grand National, I mean, how important do you think that was for any young girl watching that day and inspired so many, I'm sure. But I mean, that must have been just unbelievable.
It was incredible. I think the Grand National is the race that captures everyone's imagination as a kid, and it definitely was my first introduction to racing. I remember watching the race with friends, doing a sweepstakes and the excitement of it all. And then you go out and you ride your pony the next day, and you're thinking about the Grand National, so it's that kind of a race, and you just never really think as a jockey you're going to win it. You hope that you might get to ride in it someday, because that's a thrill in itself. Like completing the race is a thrill in itself. So to actually get to be the one who crosses the line in front, it was an incredible feeling.
Let's take the mention the kid and watching the National. I mean, the Rachael Blackmore, kids book that recently came out. Tell us about that, how that came about, and is that something you see yourself doing more of in the future?
Yeah, Granny National. It kind of started after the Grand National. The conversation kind of started there about maybe doing a book, and as you can see, it took a long time to get it actually on the shelf. It took a lot more. It took a lot more time than I thought it was going to, but it's very cool now to have it out there. But it was a lot more work than I thought it was going to be. But I'm delighted now it's there and it's doing well. And a few kids have come up and said that they like it, and like that was just that's a very cool feeling. Like so that's all I wanted was for some kids to enjoy it, and thankfully they have.
How have you enjoyed since the season stopped and retirement as a whole?
Yeah, like I think I'm still catching up on bits and bobs, that you were unable to do. Racing is obviously, it's kind of all year round, and it's mentally you're kind of wrapped up in it. So yeah, I've just been kind of enjoying kind of catching up on other things, and I'm not sure what the future really has in store, but hopefully I'll figure it out over the next few weeks.
Once again, I suppose a big thank you from a Champ.ie perspective to yourself, who agreed to come on the podcast with us all those years ago, 6 years ago, I think now. It's not that long, Rachel, but as you said, a lot of water has run under the bridge since then. And massive congratulations to you on your career. And I suppose that bottle of champagne and the trophy, the Hall of Fame trophy, the very first of its kind, heading your direction, Rachael. And we wish you all the best for the future.
Oh, you're very kind. Thanks so much, everyone.
Many congratulations to Rachael Blackmore, and the very, very best for the future. You have left a mark on the national hunt racing scene that may never be touched again by anybody, because it was extraordinary, your achievements on the track. And I know over the coming years you will still bring so much to the world of horse racing. Well, I think, Barry, that brings us to an end on our first awards, Champ.ie Awards Night. Massive thanks, massive congratulations, I should say, to all 15 winners this evening, and a massive thanks to you as well. The box of trophies is there, and of course the bottles of champagne on the way as well. And
Prosecco, Dave, from Milan, I do believe. Prosecco,
yes,
from
yes,
Milan.
all Italy with you, all Italy with you. But massive congratulations to all the winners, and a massive congratulations to each and every one of you. And a big thank you, as always, to Barry, who's put so much into putting tonight's show together. And of course, to all our sponsors, and to Boylesports down in Carlow for their very kind support of the trophies. It's been a super night. We hope you've enjoyed the show. And as I said, massive congratulations, Barry. Anything you want to just maybe finish up on finally before we draw the curtain down on our first awards evening?
Well, we do have one more award, Dave, to mention, and it's the one up on screens. If you see that, you can post your very own nomination for the 16th award, Dave, which won't be given out obviously now, but we will announce the winner at episode number 50. Let us know down below your nomination for the Champ.ie Viewer Recognition Award 2024-2025. If you think we've left any horse, jockey, performance, trainer out that we haven't mentioned, maybe you're nominated, let us know down below. We have an extra trophy in the box from Derek that we can get engraved, and we will send it out along with a nice bottle of Prosecco, Dave, from Milan, and a Champ.ie certificate, of course. So let us know down below. And the winner, Dave, of the one that we do pick, the nomination that we do pick, you have to make a case now in the comment section below. But the winner that we do pick, Dave, the winning comment, we will give 2 tickets away to the Galway Festival, whether that be the plate or the hurdle. Let us know. Take your pick, but let us know down below in the comment section your nomination for the Champ.ie Viewer Recognition Award 2024-2025. It's over and out, Dave. That's been the awards night. Look forward to doing this on an annual basis. We'll see you for episode number 48 very soon.
Boylesports. Don't just bet. Choose wisely.